Okay, how are you today?
I'm good, doctor.
Good, good.
Thank you.
You made it through the snow without too much of a problem? Okay, great. Okay, so Audrey now is 1 week and 4 days.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do is we're going to do a weight, temperature, and then we're going to do our exam, and I'll be describing what I'm looking for at each part of the exam.
Okay, great.
Okay? When babies come home, the parents are always worried about whether or not they're going to get sick. Right. And one of the most important things to do is have everybody wash their hands. So some people, it sounds simple, but some people ask, well, how do you wash your hands? Obviously you use soap and water. And the teaching is to sing happy birthday, interestingly. So you get the soap, you get on your hands, and you start washing, and you start singing happy birthday to yourself. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, and that's enough. That's the amount of time you should be washing your hands for. So it's very, very important to have everybody who comes in contact with the baby thoroughly wash their hands. There are no exceptions. If somebody says, well, I already washed my hands before I came in the room, that's not good enough. It's right before touching the baby. Everybody has to wash their hands. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the temperature. Okay? Now, people ask, what's the best way to take the temperature? And you know you can go to one of the pharmacies, CVS, whichever one, and you can buy an ear thermometer. Mm-hmm. Ear thermometers are only a little bit accurate. These are accurate because they're for medical professionals, and that's why we use them. But these are way too expensive for a parent to buy. So you can buy an ear thermometer, but once the temperature starts to go up, you should revert and change from an ear thermometer to a rectal thermometer. Okay? So I'm just going to use this and check the temperature. Great. Okay, now you asked me about the spitting up and is it normal or not. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over and do a weight. Okay. If a baby is spitting up but they have a good weight gain, then that's okay because they normally spit up. But if a baby's spitting up and does not have a normal weight gain, then that's a difficulty. Okay. The other thing in a newborn that I wanted to point out is that when they're born, shortly after birth, their weight goes down, and that's normal. It goes down for 3 or 4 days, then it stabilizes, and then it goes back up again. So around now, though, we should certainly be around birth weight. Okay? So what we could do now is take all the clothes off. Weighing the baby actually is a very important thing, and we like to weigh the babies the exact same way every time, and that is without anything on at all, including the diaper.
Can I wash my hands too?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
People ask, well, what weight gain are you looking for? You remember I said to you that the weight goes down for 3 or 4 days, then stabilizes, and then it goes back up again. Mm-hmm. So when the weight starts to go up again, we want to see approximately 1/2 ounce or 1 ounce per day. So Audrey's done much better than that, so that's terrific. Now, you have actually been doing an excellent job of keeping a hand on Audrey. So as our previous meeting, I want to stress again how important it is to have a hand on the baby. Usually a 1 or 2 week old baby cannot turn. However, some of them can sort of jiggle around, and if they're I actually like to stand a little bit over here. You can stand here. I like to put a barrier for the baby, even when they're on the exam table, and you can see the exam table's right up against the wall, so the baby cannot turn over that way. So it's a good thing to get started right away with always keeping a hand on the baby. So the rule should be that either you have Audrey in your arms and you're holding her, right? She's in a crib with sides, she's on the floor on a blanket where she can't fall off anything, or you have a hand on her.
Right.
The general appearance of the child is one of the most important signs of good health, and so we pay special attention to that. And you'll notice that before we start what you might consider as the physical exam with a stethoscope or an otoscope to look in the ears, you'll see me ask to have the baby undressed, and I'll just look at the general overall appearance of the child. That's a very important thing. When children are having a problem, their general appearance is affected quite quickly. Now for the exam itself. The most important part of the exam actually is just taking a look at the baby and getting the overall general appearance of the infant. So her appearance is terrific. And what do I mean by the general appearance? Well, you can see she's looking all over the place. She's nice and active, right? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And actually what we're going to do is just cover her up a little bit for a second. You can see that she is has good color everywhere, and she's moving all of her four extremities. And actually she's in a reflex right now. This is called the fencer reflex. And if you take a look at her, you know, it's like somebody dueling. They duel like Zorro. And you can see that she's doing that. It's an infant normal reflex that we look for to show good neurological tone. And she puts one up, one arm like that, and extends the other arm, and you can see her doing that. The other reflex that we always look, see, she's doing, see her, look at that. A real fencer. So the next reflex that we look at is the Moro reflex. And you'll see it here. I'll just, there you go. She's got both of her arms extended, see that? And they shake, see them shake? And some parents worry that reflex is a seizure or a convulsion. It's not. That's a normal reflex when they get startled, and actually it's called the startle reflex. They extend their arms, and then they come back across, and then they shake. And that is a normal reflex of the infant. If it's not there, then that's a problem. Okay. So you can see that she's so alert. And also, do you see another normal thing in just looking at her? Her thumbs are inside her hands. That's a normal way that the infants hold their hands when they are young in the first few weeks.
I see.